going to kind of get into the process of the best way, in my opinion, to relax your hair. I just kind of start, first of all, as many of you know, I don't have a lot of hair, so I won't, of course, do all 4 sections. So we'll just pretend here that I have hair all the way around my head. But you would, section your hair into 4 parts. Doesn't have to be completely perfect. This is 1, 2. We'll say this is 3 and 4. And I always like to begin at the back because the back of your hair is normally going to take a longer time to process. And after parting all your sections, want to use some kind of a base. A lot of people don't know this because they, once again, don't either read the instructions or they just don't know. But you don't want to just put relaxer on your scalp. You want to base your hair. I learned this a long time ago from my mom, getting relaxers in the kitchen. You want to base your hair with some form of a grease, like Blue Magic or something, or petroleum jelly, which is this, just plain petroleum jelly. And you just come through, and you don't want to get too much on your hair because it will kind of stunt the effect of the relaxer, but you want to get it on your scalp. You can get a little on your hair, but you don't want to just glob it on your hair. So you need to base your scalp and protect your scalp. You do the same thing around your hairline, on your actual skin, keep you from getting those ear burns. I don't know if you all ever had one, but one time my mom didn't get it around my hair very well, or my hairline, and I had a big bubble on my ear, and it was not fun, let me tell you. So you want to make sure you do this. For those of you who relax your little girl's hair, even though I don't agree with it, you want to do this for them as well so that they don't jump up and down saying their skin is burning. You want to base your hair. Okay, so let's pretend I did my entire head with this of your cream base, and then let's just pretend your activator. So head of hair, you just go ahead and start the relaxer process. If you're doing your new growth, most of those kits come with a pre-treatment to protect the hair that has already been relaxed, but I don't have that. So if you do have your kit, make sure you read the instructions, and if it has a pre-treatment, you would put that not on your new growth, but all the hair that's already previously been relaxed. You don't want to double process. Double processing is when you already have relaxer. Let's say, let me go ahead and spray my hair with water so we can get, I'll leave the ends straight, but I'll just spray the roots so we can kind of see and pretend that I have new growth. If you were doing a virgin relaxer, which is all of your hair, you wouldn't use the pre-treatment. But you don't want to do a virgin relaxer starting from here and going all the way out to your ends. The way you would want to do your virgin relaxer is you would part small sections, the smaller the better, to make sure you're getting all of your hair done. And then pretending, once again, I have my creamy crack, which is actually conditioner, and just take your small section. You want to get about ½ inch away from your new growth because that's going to process the fastest. So you don't want to start there, or you're going to have breakage and your scalp is probably going to start burning even with the base. So you want to get about this far away. You want to bring it out almost to the ends, but you're going to stop about that far away from your ends because your ends also process fast. So you only want to do the middle of your hair. And you want to continue this process all the way through. Okay? And whenever this is pressed out and this is back down to what it really is. So that's mainly why a lot of women want the relaxer. They don't want to walk around with this much length when they get relaxed and have this much length. So anyhow, moving on, you're just going to go ahead and once again part off small section, move this out of the way. You don't have to be as tedious as this. You know, you want to make sure it stays out of the way, but you don't have to do it as slow and monotonous as I'm doing. I'm just doing a demonstration. But anyhow, you would go ahead, half an inch away from the scalp, almost to the end, and then you're going to just rub it out and stop. And continue that process all the way through your hair, just concentrating on the center all the way almost to the ends, all the way, all the way, all the way around. Then when you completely get done with that, that's when you're going to come back to where you began, and you're going to start at your new growth. Get that new growth. For some reason it feels like I'm really relaxing my hair. I don't know why. But it does. I'm sitting here like, oh God, my hair is about to be straight. So anyhow, you're going to go ahead, starting at the roots, bring it all the way to your ends. Okay? All the way to your ends. And you're going to do that all the way through. And that's when you come back and do what they call the smooth down, which is where you take the end of your applicator brush, which is what I prefer. I don't really like to use the comb. In the instructions it even says use the back of a comb, but you don't really have as much control. But with the brush you have control as to how much gets on your hair. And then you would just take the back of your comb and you smooth it down, and that kind of lets you know if it's ready to rinse. You just smooth it down. Okay, as far as processing time, according to these directions, let's see here, if you have color treated or bleached hair, it says do not use. However, a lot of people do. So fine hair 10 to 12 minutes, medium 12 to 15, coarse or medium coarse 15 to 20. Okay, and that's for regular strength. Now, going over here, it says time chart for super strength color treated hair, do not use. Fine hair, do not use. Medium hair, do not use. Coarse hair, which is my hair, 18 to 20 minutes. Okay, so it's telling you if you have the super strength, which is the chemical that's in the regular times 2, then you should leave it on your hair 18 to 20 minutes. Okay, so I don't even know exactly why they make a super, just because, I don't know, I really don't think it's necessary, but there are those of us out here who really want that super straight hair and who put that super on our hair to get it. So that just gives you an idea of how quickly this stuff works, because think about it, in your mind, 10 minutes may not seem like a long time, 15 minutes for the medium coarse hair or 20 for the super coarse hair may not seem like that long, but that's a really quick processing time for something to take your hair from being like mine is to being like this. So think about what is happening to your hair and those bonds that are being broken when you're taking your hair from being this natural, curly, wavy strand to this broken down, straight strand. And that's, you know, the downside of relaxers and not maintaining your relaxer, is that your hair has been tricked into believing that it should be like this when it's really meant to be like this. So anyhow, moving on to this section, I'll show you how to do the new growth only. This is the most critical thing. The virgin, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're applying it to your entire head. You're just making sure you don't do it all at once, that you start away from the root and then away from the ends. But the new growth is the trick, because a lot of people don't really think that you're not supposed to do your entire head again. They don't understand the idea of double processing. So I've heard a lot of people tell me that when I ask them, how do you apply your relaxer? Where do you start? They're like, oh, well, I start in the front and I apply it all over my head because I want it all to get straight again. And I explain to them there's no need to relax what already has been relaxed. So you don't want to apply a new growth application on your entire head. You're going to just do only the new growth. That's why it's called a touch-up. So anyhow, once again, you would start in the back. Of course, I have no hair in the back, so I'm going to show you in the front. But you're going to start in the back, and you're going to or not, yeah, in the back. And then you're going to, once again, start away from your hairline, or away from your new growth. Even though you're doing your new growth, you want to start a little bit away from it, okay? You don't want to just put it right there. You want to put it on the farthest new growth from the roots. So in other words, if your new growth is from here to right here where I have this line, or even smaller, from here to here, you're going to start just a tiny ways away from your scalp. This is going to reduce, once again, that chemical burn and over-processing, because think about it, you have to do your entire head. So unless you're super duper quick going through, like extremely fast, you're risking the chance of over-processing. Okay? And you're going to do your entire head once again all the way around, come back, and then when you've done all of it away from the scalp, you come back once again and you do that root or that new growth, okay? And you do that all the way around, all the way around. Once again, you come back and you just smooth your new growth. Then once you make sure it's all smoothed out, the last like 5 minutes before you're ready to rinse it, that's when I come back and you start at the back all the way around your ear, and then the very end, when you're almost about to rinse, you do these edges because they don't take. They're like, why are my edges getting so thin? It's because you're over processing your hair. Relax your hair and then do things that are going to cause tension. Like my hair, of course, isn't relaxed, but let's say that this strand was straight. As you see, it's already very small and thin, but then I put the stress of a relaxer and make it straight, and then come back and put the stress of a braid and tightness, and then your hair pulls out. And of course we believe the culprit is the relaxer or the culprit is the braid, but it's actually the process that you put your hair through. So make sure that you be cognizant of that and don't over process or over stress your edges, because sometimes they can come out and not grow back. If you see people who have that hairline that starts somewhere back here, a lot of times it's because they over-processed their hair or haven't treated their hairline with care. So anyhow, that's another thing. And something else that I was going to mention. Oh, another thing, don't relax your hair, we all know, after scratching, after removing braids, doing things that are going to upset your scalp, because then you're going to get those bumps and damage your scalp, damage your hair follicle. So just keep that in mind. Not using a real relaxer. If you were, you would use gloves to protect your skin, and then regular shampoo won't do the trick because this has the special pH balance to remove the relaxer and bring your hair back to its original pH. A lot of times it's from that. So you want to rinse all of it out with only warm water, no shampoo. Rinse, rinse, rinse as much as you can with just water and shampoo until you don't see any white or feel any, cream in your scalp. Just rinse it out. Then you're going to wash with this. They say like 2 times, but I would do 3 if you feel the need, even 4, to make sure you really get that out of your hair. And even after you've used this, I'm going to tell you that chemical is still on your hair even though you've rinsed it all out. So on your next wash day, if it's a week or 2 weeks later, actually it should be about 2 weeks later after your relaxer, use some kind of a clarifying shampoo that is designed to remove chemical buildup in your strands. Okay, so I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, I know this, like I said, topic is kind of touchy. I'm not encouraging people to go out and relax their hair or telling those who do relax their hair not to. I'm just providing you with what I feel is a little education on how you can do, the proper way. So let me know what you think about the topic, and whether or not, for those of you who do relax, this helped you out a little. And I think my hair is almost straight. Just wait about 5 more minutes and I should be all straightened out. No, I'm just joking. But anyhow, until next time, have a happy hair day. I'm going to have to go and do something to this. Maybe I'll just just rock it like this for a couple of days. I don't know. But we'll see how it goes. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.